Welcome, everybody. Thank you guys for jumping on today. Just wanted to introduce you guys to an amazing opportunity that we have today. And one of my mentors also, Jamil Sherman, you guys. And he's had a lot of success. I was able to build my first six-figure business working with him. And, you know, big things are going to be coming in 2020 down the pipeline. With no further ado, I just want to welcome you guys to this webinar. And I want to, let RJ take it over from here.
Thank you, Malik. I really appreciate you and all that you do. You're definitely a genius in all trends. And I tell you what, guys, you guys got a great leader in Malik. He's always been focused. Thank you again, Malik. Really appreciate you. He's a great father. He's a legend in the industry. We're in the business of building people, guys. And if you build a business of building people, that's where the success lies for the long term, okay? Because you help enough people get what they want, you will eventually get what you want. And that's what I go by, and that's what I love, and that's how we roll here. All right, so just a little bit about me. My name is Jamil Sherman. I'm living here in the Silicon Valley, California, and I got introduced into Limbic Arc, which is the product that we're getting ready to explode for 2020, by a gentleman of Angelo Verdi, who is a 8-figure income earner. And we built massive teams together in the past, well over 7 figures. And, I was really skeptical about how this process actually works. And I had to take a chance and just test it out before I was able to bring it to the masses. And then today what we have, guys, is we have Mr. Ron Spence. He's actually one of the guys that I'm going to have come on here and talk briefly about what we have in our hands in regards to Limbic Arc. Ron Spence is definitely a leader in the industry of technology, science. He's actually the master distributor of Limbic Arc. He works really close with the CEO, Dr. Von Cook, and he has a great story to tell with Limbic Arc. And I want to introduce Ron Spence. Ron Spence, are you here?
I am. Can you hear me?
Absolutely. We want to dive right into this.
I'm 70 years old. I've been in retirement. I've actually former CEO of a major electronics company called Sanyo. You've heard of them. Also, I owned one of the largest service bureaus in the United States that helped set up the network marketing industry. I had 1,000 clients. All your big companies out there in the industry, the new skins of the world, all the big ones, all came through our service bureau. And I've been retired for some time. I built large organizations as a master distributor. And I did that because I knew a lot of people and had a lot of clients. And so Dr. Cook, I've known Dr. Cook for about 15 years, helped him in the beginning of his other company, Zyto. And we met for lunch a couple years ago, and he had this idea of taking the technology from his other company. Now, the other company he's been doing for 15 years, he's got thousands of healthcare practitioners all around the world using the technology, but it's expensive. It costs tens of thousands of dollars, and with the service fee, and he wanted to make an affordable version for the average guy in the street. What happened is Dr. Cook wanted me to do this, and I told Dr. Cook, I says, look, this sounds so amazing that at first blush it felt like to me smoke and mirrors. And I says, that's what it comes across as. But he says, Ron, it really does work. It's phenomenal. I have a background in quantum physics, and also years ago I trained as a hypnotherapist. You'll see how all these things come into play in his model, and that's the reason why it made so much sense, is because he combined biology, hypnotherapy in a sense. He doesn't call it that, but it's really what it is, because it's conscious, subconscious connection, and then the quantum field, and putting this together. And so the first time I tried this, because it seemed really far out, I created, because I know how to create formulas, I created my own formula out of an inventory of products in the beginning. Now, I'm going to explain to you the mechanics of how that works, but when I turned it on, there wasn't any fireworks or anything like that. But something quite amazing happened 2 hours into this experience. I'm 70, and when I was about 8 years ago, I came down with a ringing in my head, which people call it tinnitus. And apparently, tens of millions of people have that problem. But I've had it 24/7 for 8 years. I tried everything to get rid of it. And after 2 hours, it went away. Now, that was a wake-up moment for me. That was a light bulb moment. And I realized, oh my gosh, this really does work. But most recently, we went off of beta up to the end of July. We called it V2. And there, Dr. Cook incorporated another part of the Zyto technology into it, the ability for your body to select from the health food store, if you will, what it wants. So it takes all the guesswork out, because now we have a game changer here. This technology interfaces with your body in such a way that your body selects the ingredients that it needs and wants and prioritizes it based on the most important one first. And then it gives you the energy signature. About 3 to 3.5 months into this, something quite amazing happened. I've had asthma for 10 years. It has progressively got worse since 60 to now 70. Guess what? It is totally gone. It is totally gone. It is totally gone. It's totally gone. Only thing different that I have done is using the Spark Scan, and every month or every week when I do this, it gives me new ingredients. There is an ingredient in the library called Lomatium, Lomatium. It's an Indian Native American herb that focuses on killing pathogens like fungus, bacteria, and viruses, and it focuses more in the lung. And I'm thinking, well, that's interesting. So my body selected that, and I noticed that every time I ran that scan, which was from 8 to 10 days, and got a new reading, that Lomatium, when it was really high, started dropping. And every time I did, it went dropped and dropped and dropped. Pretty soon it went off the radar. And when it went off the radar, I had no more symptoms of asthma anymore, and still don't. In solving the problem, and maybe it was some type of pathogenic manifestation that was going on there. But regardless of what happened, I can only speculate. It's not there anymore. And I can share with you, because as Master Affiliate, I receive calls from many of you who are active members using the technology, sharing with me your personal experiences that are very like this. And it's amazing. Some of them, of course, you're third parties, so I can't share them with you. But they're amazing. Every bit as amazing as what I had, even some more amazing. And so now the technology, what is energy information? Because that's what the company is providing. It's providing energy information. And when I do conference calls, I talk about nutraceutical ingredients. Nutraceutical ingredients is what we're all familiar with. And so when I talk about an ingredient, I talk about its historical use and what it's used in the body, with the intent that the information component of that is similar. In other words, we've discovered in quantum physics that our bodies are holograms. They're all energy. In fact, everything in our reality is energy. When you break down nutraceuticals to their lowest common denominator, what they're made up of, it's not phytochemicals. Even though they are there, when you go one level below that, you'll find out phytochemicals are all energy. They're made of things like protons and neutrons and electrons, and they carry information. And our bodies are designed to harvest information from the nutraceuticals that we're taking. So when we're taking food, when we're taking supplements, it's the information that comes into our hologram and repairs it. Now, Dr. Cook shared with me a story early on that helped me connect some of these dots. He says, Ron, I had this patient when I was back in the days of practicing. She came into my office suffering from what appeared to be symptoms of scurvy, which is a deficiency of vitamin C. He looked at her diet. Her diet had plenty of vitamin C food in it. He looked at and realized she was even taking vitamin C supplements. So how in the heck can she have scurvy symptoms? So he provided and gave her what we have the equivalent today of the information info boost. We call these info boosts of vitamin C. And guess what? Her scurvy symptoms went away very quickly. Now, as I connect dots on this, here's what I discovered. As a researcher, I've discovered that all of our current research coming to us now shows that, especially Americans, we are loaded with toxins. We get the toxins from our food, commercialized, conventionally produced food. Everything that's processed there's tens of thousands of chemicals in our food chain. We have glyphosates they spray on the field and on crops and the farming. We have pharmaceuticals are all loaded with toxins. Even the supplements that you take that you think are good things, they're loaded with toxins. Things like magnesium stearate, titanium dioxide, which are typical as slowing agents and supplements. They actually block nutrition coming to our body. Now, we're loaded with aluminum. The tests show that we're loaded with aluminum, mercury, the heavy metals, and all kinds of different toxins. Of course, when we have these in our body, they manifest in our body doesn't want them to assimilate in the body, so they encapsulate it and produce actually fat to do that. So we're loaded with toxins. What we discovered is that, or what I discovered looking at the research, is when this gal, and this is a speculation on my part here, when this gal was deficient in vitamin C, I'm pretty sure what might be going on there is that her receptors were being blocked by something, some toxin or chemical. She wasn't handshaking her, so she was not getting vitamin C, and it manifests in the deficiency. Dr. Linus Pauling said, if you have a deficiency in any vitamin mineral, it will eventually manifest in a disease, just like in this case. When she started receiving the information component of the vitamin C, the problem went away. Well, how can that happen? Well, simply because information energy is not physical. So when it goes to the same receptor, because it's attracted or based on a homing device, and there's not a physical blockage. There's not, even though there's toxins that are blocking the phytochemicals from handshaking, the information energy is not physical, so it handshakes, and bingo, it takes care of the problem. That's what I believe is really happening here. It's an amazing technology. Just like me, for years I tried to figure out, and I'm skilled at this. Okay, I do research on this all the time, and I've looked at all the different causes of asthma, for example. And there's a bunch of causes of asthma, just like there's a bunch of things that cause blood pressure. And so I look at all these kind of things and I experiment with them, and I've had some success experimenting with them because sometimes it's gut related. And most people have a microbiome that's all messed up because of our water and health, because of what we eat, being exposed to antibiotics. And you can fix a lot of things that way. We have formulas that help you do that. But at the end of the day, my asthma was still there, and it went away when I started doing these personalized start scans. So that's the reason why I think this is the most amazing technology. Yesterday, I was doing webinars all day, just like this. I had 6 of them lined up all over the world. Okay, and I was talking to people all over the world, from Budapest to Russia to Australia to Canada to England, all over the world in different settings. And people were signing up and using, and already off to the races. This could be viral. Okay, and people getting benefits, and other people in those settings sharing their experiences that they have had, that personally they've had, and it's just amazing. On the surface, it appears like, how can this happen? Well, because here we are. I have a cell phone here. We talk in our cell phones. Nobody really talks about, I'm talking in the cell phone. You're listening at the other end, or you could be talking. Nobody questions how that happens. It's just a little box in our hand. And it's like a blueprint. By the way, this whole process happens faster than the speed of light. And so what happens, now it's coming to you, but it comes to you through your subconscious to the conscious. The subconscious is your personal gateway to the quantum field. We're called Limbic Arc because the limbic system of the brain is the gatekeeper that manages all information coming from the subconscious field to the conscious field. And that's how this works. Once it reaches the conscious field, then that's when the magic happens. That's when you've received it.
Awesome. I really appreciate you, Ron, for going into some detail about what we have here with Limbic Arc with the team here. Anybody have any questions?
Hey Ron, this is Trisha from India. First of all, I'd like to thank you so much for sparing the time to be here for our students in the challenge.
You bet. Thank you. My pleasure.
So I would like to share my experience. It's just hardly, I think, 5 or 6 days that I have been doing this, and I have seen phenomenal results on myself. So I have been battling with 2 medical conditions for the past 14 years, one of which is a brain condition. And I've never felt healthy, and I've always felt very weak because of my medical conditions. And guess what? I was on day 4, and this is how my day went. I was working till 3 a.m. in the morning, and then my father, he's not keeping well. He gets very sick, so I'm up until 6 a.m. in the morning. I go to bed at 6 a.m., 9:30 a.m. I'm up again, and I do some work. I bake the cake. I bake a cake also around 11:30 or something. 12:30 p.m. I leave home to run errands. I come back around 3:30 or something. I have my lunch at 4 p.m. Again, I'm working. And then at around 6 p.m. I take a power nap, half an hour power nap, and again I'm working till 12:30 a.m. which is for me something superhuman. And when I go to bed, it was I wasn't tired. It's just that, okay, I'm going to bed now. So it's really phenomenal. I did everything, but I just had this question. It's a quantum entanglement is happening, right?
Yes.
So I did everything, but I'm just, I was wondering, how is it that, it's connecting with us? How's the technology working? And that's what I wanted to know. I'm pretty intrigued by this technology, actually.
So you're asking, how does it know to get to you personally?
Yeah, I mean, how is it working on us? You said,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, it's a different concept. But let's take a look at. We are imitating the nutraceutical world. We've historically taking a nutraceutical product, and we take it, and our body digests it, and we break down the phytochemicals, and it passes that on to our cells as energy and food. Doing the same thing, but we're processing the information component. See, all these phytochemicals, they imprint information in them. In other words, the information associated, the blueprint of that phytochemical is there, it's information. Now, what I'm seeing in my work is that because we have toxins in the body, toxins are blocking the cellular handshake, the receptors. And so because this is information, it's not physical, it's attracted to the same receptor, and it goes there and it handshakes and gives the body the information. And so it's the information that the body needs to repair itself. We think we live in this physical phytochemical world, and that's how we viewed everything. But now we're saying, let's take it to the lowest common denominator of what that handshake is. It's information, okay? It's the blueprint of that phytochemical is really what the body wants and needs. And it makes more sense when you understand that our bodies are holograms, because the holograms are nothing but energy. And when you look at our entire world and everything around us and in it, is when you break it down to its lowest common denominator, what it's made up of, it's not physical at all. It's energy, and all energy imprints in the information. And so that's what Dr. Cook has discovered, is how to harvest that information from our physical world. If you think this is good, wait till you see what's coming. But we understand and know that illness and disease has an emotional component, okay? And we look at, if you guys have ever studied or seen on the internet a Dr. Bruce Lipton, he actually does a really good job explaining this, is that in our subconscious, okay, we have programs that we've inherited through human DNA from our parents, grandparents, and so on and so forth that come to us. Some of this programming is not positive, okay? It's stuff that's just been handed down, it's not been taken care of. We can also imprint some negative emotions from the age of 1 and 6 years old. For example, a parent told you you're not good enough, this, that, or get signs like that. You actually imprint that in your subconscious. It's a program that runs continually, and over a period of time, you actually, the way the quantum world works, the things that your subconscious or physical thought focuses on, you actually create that reality. And how does that happen? Intelligence in the quantum world actually creates fields that are made up of electrons and photons, and those are the building blocks, and thought processes create that. And so we manifest our reality based on either what we're thinking all the time or what our subconscious is thinking. And also, if it's negative, over a period of time, it manifests in illness and disease. So recognizing that, we can go in and put together what is called the nutraceutical version of phytochemicals. We could put together the nutraceutical versions of emotions, okay, that we can harvest for, like love, like gratitude, like joy and happiness. All these things can neutralize any negative programming that is running in the subconscious mind that we're unaware of, and which is causing many illnesses and creating a negative reality for us. We can go in and have our body slip. And not only the nutraceutical physical component, but also the emotional component to balance that. We think that we'll have a significantly better improvement, if you will, in the overall well-being of a person and their reality and their health by doing that.
Awesome, awesome.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you.
Anybody else have any other questions?
So what exactly are we being presented with today as far as options? Options to get started, like that's what the talk is for today, right?
Yeah, so basically, you know, we've already started this 30-day challenge. You guys are pretty aware that we've done a webinar yesterday, right? And in the webinar, we covered how we're going to be introducing a passive residual income component to the 30-day challenge, so that you're not just making a one-time, payment that comes into you, but rather you're making some residual income that's coming in on a monthly basis, right? So we've chosen Limbic Arc as our vehicle that we want to drive to bring home this residual income to our 30-day challenge, because what we've discovered is that with 100% commissions, they work really well. You make a commission up front, but at the same time, you're always going to be stuck in that hustle mode. And after a while, people get burned out. And we wanted to do something where we could help people that actually have financial freedom, and you can start building up some really good residual income. And with this company here, we're actually on some cutting edge technology, which is quantum energy, quantum physics, right? And the product actually works. And we have so many testimonials from so many people who have already tried it, like myself. I broke my hip when I was 12 years old. I've had a lot of major car accidents and things like that. I take, muscle relaxers and things like that when I go to sleep for about 10 years now. And ever since I got on the quantum energy, now I'm able to put it on a sleep setting before I go to sleep and pain relief. I wake up feeling extremely well. I don't have any pain in my body, and I even have a much better sleep these days, right? So the technology is amazing. And also, as far as a residual income aspect, this company is putting people in positions to truly have financial freedom. So this is the reason why we're having this webinar today, so that we can kind of let you know a little bit more about this technology and also how it can benefit your financial future.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So Malik and I have decided that instead of $25 up, we will be hooking up Limbic Arc with the challenge. So with the challenge, it's not like, it's not a challenge to sign up people, and more of a Malik and I are here, and now we're super blessed, to be having these leaders and mentors to be guiding us. So we want you, like Malik said, we want you to have residual income so that you can actually go ahead and create financial freedom for yourself. So that's what the webinar was about yesterday. Today, you will get to know everything about the company, the technology, how it works. Tomorrow, we will be explaining to you the business aspect. And I tried it, and guess what? I just did a curiosity post. I did not even talk to that person. And Shelly, that's Shelly, right? She joined without asking me any question. That's how powerful the presentation is.
Well, I hope that sums it up. This is an awesome opportunity. We have no competition out there. So really, guys, we're in front of a trend that's coming. Everybody is starting to learn more and more and more about quantum technology, quantum entanglement. It's just starting to pique people's interest. And so what we have here is something that's ground floor that the masses is not yet knowing about. So we get to bring it to the marketplace first, guys. And what that means for you, that you guys can open up different countries because you could be the first ones there. And, you know, me and Malik and others in the past, when we seen a trend like this and we hop on it, we create massive income. And if you guys are looking to get into that position, this is the opportunity now. We're going to be a multi-billion-dollar company with this technology. And I'm gonna tell you right now, it's changing lives. We're bringing more and more people to the industry. And this industry of residual income is attracting the masses, guys. So what we have with this technology, there's nothing you have to consume, which is huge. You don't have to fill your garage up with products or anything like that. This is something that everyone with a cell phone can use, okay? And once you activate your voice scan, it basically reads your fingerprint and tells the system what your body is lacking, what your body is needing. That technology by itself is simply amazing, you know? So I think you guys should really dive into this with us and let us help you go to the next stage and how you're gonna be able to create that passive residual income and share this with the world. We have a real unique system to bring it to the masses. And we're also implementing other sources to fund the accounts. That's coming up, like cryptocurrency. We'll be able to fund the accounts with that, which is really cool. You don't have to worry about chargebacks or anything like that with credit cards, none of that, because this is a software technology that we're using. And we are ahead of the trend, guys. So I just wanted to, drive that point home. Because this is something that, and we'll get into the compensation plan tomorrow, if like she said earlier, but unless you guys want to go into it, a few minutes now, let me know. I do have a couple.
Yeah, that would be good, Mel. That would be good if you could do it, your part, if we could do it today.
Hey, Jamel, I have to jump off because I have another webinar.
I really appreciate you coming to the table. And go ahead. I know you've been super swamped, but we really appreciate you stepping on here and information. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm gonna share my screen real quick, guys, and we're gonna kind of open this up here.